Connecticut, Rhode Island, and Long Island's only oldies station, WLNG.
Oldies 92. He's a go-go. Ryan the Cannon Bannon. Stay with us, WLNG.
Dana Gallio.
Live on location. Yes, indeed.
As well as Debbie Tuma. Day 3 of our coverage here at the Hampton Classic Horse Show in Bridgehampton. Kick things off, as we always do, with the theme of the Hampton Classic Horse Show, picked out by the one Mr. Paul Sidney from so many years back, and we keep that tradition going right here at WLNG Radio. 3 minutes after 2 o'clock into day 3, and once again joining us, saying good afternoon to Debbie Tuma. Hey, Deb.
Hey, good morning, or afternoon as it is, yes. And wow, the traffic was so much better coming here today. I was shocked.
And the breeze.
And the breeze.
Coolness.
I know. I was absolutely surprised about how different it is here every single day, and today is the best day, for sure.
I do have to apologize to you, Deb. You're the one that said, bring a cooler with ice, and I kind of grunted, and I did it. But I was so happy that you did, because yesterday, having cold water inside the rolling roadcaster was a great thing. So my apologies for going, Argh.
Well, you know, when I was here the day before, it was twice as bad as it was just so hot. But believe it or not, it was still a great show those days. People still came, and I survived it. I mean, after a while, the breeze just started to kick up even 2 days ago. Yesterday was a little bit better, but today is the best. Today is all breezy, and I don't even need a hat, and the sun isn't that strong, and it's, you know, it's so pleasant. This is a great day to come to the show, because you can go to the beach any day, and there's going to be plenty more hot weather next week for the beach, as I found out. But today is a great day to come here, because it's cool. You know, there's so much here. You don't have to even know about riding. Of course, you'll love seeing the horses jump over. It's just such a sight. Even if you know nothing about riding, you'll see it visually. It's something really to experience, and just see it, because it's internationally recognized and so well done. But the thing is, walking around, I loved. Yesterday I spent like an hour or two walking around the boutiques, and I found such great shopping and unique, interesting clothes. They had silk tunics from India that were just amazing. They looked like works of art, and they weren't too expensive. They have amazing hats you can buy here, women's hats. They have jewelry.
I like hats.
Equestrian jewelry plus other jewelry. And they have artwork that's amazing. Like if you want a picture of your dog, a portrait of your horse, they have artists here that'll do that and do commission work for you. There's so much here to see. The food is great. I'm going to go over in a little while. They have international food court. There's Indian. There's Thai. There's crepes, and there's Mexican, and there's Spanish.
And Greek as well. I ended up having a chicken pita today.
I didn't see the Greek.
You're over there. That's in the big.
In the big tent. In the big tent, there's American and Greek. Yes.
Yeah, and I ended up getting, again, second day. Best deal was fruit salad, half a quart, pint, whatever it is, and it's $5. So affordable things, perfect. Hey, Deb, our sponsors here today on our broadcast, we got to thank them again for coming in with day 3 of our coverage here at the Hampton Classic Horse Show.
Well, there's the Awning Company, Inc. of Sag Harbor, and if you want a great awning, they are so professional, and they have every kind of awning that you can find, and they're right on the Bridgehampton Turnpike in Sag Harbor, the Awning Company, Inc. There's Eastport Feeds, which is perfect to be here at the horse show, anything you need there in the agricultural field. There's Suffolk Designer Lighting, BNB Bank, who has a booth here. Dana's going over to chat with them. They always come here, and they're very supportive of the horse show. And Gallagher Automotive, and they're one of our big sponsors on the radio, always with us, a family of LNG. Lamplighter Wines and Liquors, which you can find anything you need. And this weekend, you're going to need a lot of liquor for all the company coming out for Labor Day. And East End Emergency Veterinary Center, which I personally have used for an animal. If you have a problem, any time of the day or night. There's no other place. This is it. And it's right in Riverhead. It's on Commerce Drive. And you can get there from Montauk or Amagansett or anywhere you have a problem with your pet, and they'll take care of it, and they'll take you right away. So that's a really good thing to know about. And this is an animal event, so take heed of that place. And then DJ Hart, another wonderful place. Speaking of shopping, I go there all the time. It's on Main Street in Sag Harbor. We love DJ Hart. I buy their clothes. They're awesome for every occasion for women. Women's store, fantastic. Claude's Restaurant at the Southampton Inn. Love the Southampton Inn. So centrally located on Hill Street. They have a pool and a resort and a beautiful restaurant that's fairly new, Claude's. And you should go and check out their website for entertainment, because they have really great entertainment with musicians coming and all kinds of entertainment at night. And I love the Southampton Inn. Anyway, the White Room Contemporary Art Gallery. What a great place that is. They've got amazing art right centrally located on Main Street in Bridgehampton. They have an amazing show called Out of the Box right now with 4 really good artists. I want to go there when I'm done with the horse show. It's going to be on till September 10th. And one of them came yesterday, Donna Bernstein. I see she just walked in the bus again.
Very good.
She does horse art, and it's unique, and not everybody does that. And it's a perfect thing with the Hampton Classic. So anyway, those are our sponsors. Back to you, Brian.
All right, absolutely. Hey, Dana Callio, that was a guy that was clearing his voice on a professional radio station.
Oh, I'm sorry.
On
Did I do
microphone.
that?
You know, it's the
Sometimes
ratings.
I can't
the ratings.
tell.
This stuff causes ratings. All right. Hey, you're over there in the chalet.
I am, with one of our sponsors and a primary sponsor of the Hampton Classic, and they have been for years and years and years and years. The good folks from B&B. Of course, formerly the Bridgehampton National Bank, now B&B Bank.
Yes, now B&B.
Here, and of course, they're having a lot of folks in today over here at the Hampton Classic again, which they've been involved in for many years. One of their many success stories for the One Bank here on the East End, and I'm with Stan Glinka. I don't even know your title. Isn't that awful?
No, that's okay. That's all right. No, I'm a vice president for them, and I'm in their private banking division.
Nice.
Yes, yeah. And I hate to say this, but I've been in banking for 25 years out here.
I remember when you used to count pennies out at you.
Yes, yeah. And I used to clog the change machine when I used to do that. So, no, it's a great day. We're a proud sponsor of the Hampton Classic, as we have been for many, many years. And it's a great day, and it's a proud moment for all of us here at B&B, because we really are able to give back to the community. And we do Children's Day here, and also and bringing other people in that would love to see this event but maybe can't make it here, when we able to make arrangements so they can come. And we're proud of that. Yeah, we're a strong community bank, and we have strong ties into this community, and I'm proud to be a part of them.
Business is good?
Very good.
Oh, good. We got that out of the way. So, how are you doing?
I'm doing okay.
Are you still winding down from the
political arena?
Yeah,
well, I'll say from the political arena.
I was going to say the fights. But the fight game.
Yeah, no. I still haven't lost it, and stay tuned, everybody. I might be back.
Hey,
I might be back.
I understand there's going to be an opening at the top in Southampton
You
town.
never know. We'll see. It's going to be a surprise for me and everybody else involved. So, but yeah, no. I miss the town folks, and I have some here today with me actually in our tent. So it's been great collaborating with them and seeing them again. And I haven't lost touch with many of them. It was another family of mine away from B&B, and I think we'll always keep in touch. So they're a great group of people.
This is not a local election year, so I can say different things than I say on an election year.
Correct.
So you were one of the least objectionable.
Yes.
Easier to talk to.
Yes.
Town politicians that we had, simply because we knew each other. But other than that, you really were. And I think you missed it some of the work sessions. So.
Yeah. And I was very bipartisan, and I was always there, and I was very proud of it, because B&B stood behind me when I took that endeavor on, and they encouraged me. They were my cheerleading squad, and I'm thankful for that. And they still keep encouraging me to go back to it. So we'll see.
We're talking with Stan Glinka, the vice president of B&B. And again, many success stories went back. I just love that line.
You love that line, yeah.
And I like the local stories, too.
Exactly.
When they do the commercials.
I was many success stories in one bank, so yeah.
You've been around out here, too.
I have been, and it's interesting as you say that, because I'm going to say I could count probably at least a dozen clients out here, name brand people that I have watched over the years that have just grown and flourished, and I was proud to be a part of that and watch them grow and get them to where they wanted to go. And I that's the best part of my job.
You're a boomer at the bank, and we appreciate the fact that you're always there supporting community events.
Absolutely.
That you hear here on WLNG.
Yes,
and you're
thank
one
you
of our
for being...
You're one of our sponsors for this.
Yes,
this classic as well. And of course, one of your clients, DJ Hart, is one of the sponsors as well.
Yes, she is. Yes, she is. Yes. So no, we're proud to be a part of this today, and we have been all week, and it's been quite a week, and we'll be right here through till Sunday. So yes.
Good to see you, Stan.
All right, you too.
Well, enjoy your day.
Yes, thank you, and great seeing you, and thank you WLNG for always being here too and being a part of this event. So you guys are great. So thank you.
B&B Bank, Brian.
You know what? I always laugh at how technology has changed. Definitely in our business, but definitely in the banking business. I remember the tank that used to have here that was a single ATM, and it took up that entire spot where there are now two.
Yeah, there used to be a building. You used to have to crawl behind it to surface it, and it had 2 levels.
Yeah, it did.
And I don't know if you heard that joke. That was an inside joke about Stan counting pennies way back in the North Fork Bank days, and then and such when he was involved with different banks and moving up the ranks.
Right.
One day I went in to see him about before he was even involved with town politics, and he was literally sitting at his desk counting pennies. And so it's been a joke that we've probably said at Chilean Chowder contests and Hampton-based chamber events and Hampton-based Rotary events for years and years and years. I remember when he used to count pennies. So
that's funny. Now, look at what he's doing. He's still counting pennies. That's the truth.
Only bigger numbers. Much bigger numbers. A terrific guy. We appreciate all the folks from B&B being our sponsors and always having a great relationship with all the great events that we bring to you right here. 92.1 WLNG and on the internet at WLNG.com.
Yes, thank you, Dana.
WLNG. It's party time. Get up!
92.1 WLNG. It is pony time, and of course, we're here at the Hampton Classic Horse Show.
The oldie station, WLNG.
2:17, that's the WLNG time. Debbie Tuma, we have a guest in the Rolling Roadcaster here. It's Donna. Donna was with us, yesterday?
Yes, Donna Bernstein, and she's an artist who specializes in horse art. She goes by Donna B., and she's in an exhibit right now at one of our sponsors, which is the White Room Contemporary Gallery, Art Gallery, right here in Bridgehampton on Main Street. And she came by to tell us some news, and yesterday she was talking all about her art, which is horse art, but it's a little different than just the regular realistic art that we see. It's more abstract, a little more creative, and I really liked her work a lot, and she can tell you all about that. And so good morning, good afternoon, and how are you doing, Donna?
I'm doing great today. Thanks for having me back. I really appreciate that. I love talking about my art and the wonderful show at the White Room Gallery, and of course the Hampton Classic. You can't beat it. It's an amazing weekend out here, and I actually am really happy to be back here because I actually have a little bit of news. We've had a great press. Of course, Billy Joel was at our opening. His lighting director is a painter also exhibiting at the show. And I think based on all of what's happening, the show has been extended for another week. So originally it was going to be through the 10th or 10th or 11th. It is now going another whole week through September 16th. So you have another whole week to visit. The gallery is open every day, and we would love to have you come by. Every artist is very different. You'll have a great time looking at some art.
Well, I'm hoping Steve Cohen drops by because he looks like a good artist, and he is the sound and lighting for Billy Joel. And Billy came in. The opening was, what day was it? I missed it. It was last Saturday, the opening, right? And you had a big crowd there.
Big crowd. It was wonderful. There were a lot of support, a lot of happy people. We had a great evening, and as I say, it's just been wonderful. I think they've been written up on a couple of other stations and magazines, so there's a lot going on. It's very good.
The gallery is very nice. Kat and Andrea, the owners, we're hoping they're probably going to drop by this week too, because we're going to be here tomorrow and Sunday. Yes. And yesterday we had Karen Kirshner, the other artist that was in the show. So there's 4 really good artists, and the name of the show is Out of the Box, right? Meaning, what do you think they named it that for?
I think it's also because every artist in there is doing work that's very unique and is kind of looking at things from a different perspective. Some of my horse art, it's very abstractive. It's kind of elemental. Sometimes people don't necessarily even see the horse right away. Sometimes it's a little more figurative, but allows it to really be comfortable in someone's home. It doesn't hit you over the head horse, but it's elegant, and it's something that a lot of people love and enjoy, and it gives them that great feeling. Like I learned through my process that it isn't really just horses that I paint. I paint how they make me feel, and that's how we all feel. I mean, look at the crowds here at the Classic, or if you go to a horse race. I mean, thousands of people are excited by horses, so that's the feeling I have in my art.
Many people who come and we talk to them, they all say how happy they are when they get here, and that makes them more happy when they're here, and there's something about it. It is like it gives you a lot of energy and a lot of excitement.
Exactly, and I express a lot of movement and dynamic in my work. And the other thing is, of course, horses are very healing. And I was fortunate enough to be invited to a very special event last night that was supported by Give Back Equestrians, that a friend of mine is on the board of, and her name is Ashley Klein, and she's an amazing young gal, and we had quite a turnout supporting programs that provide funds for therapeutic riding for children, and it is amazing how effective this is for people. So that's just another reason. You know, my art, I love creating art. I feel horses have been good to me. They're good for everybody, and whatever I can do to give back, I'm happy to do.
I also believe in all the organizations that do the horse rescue, because these racehorses, they do such a lot of work at these shows, and then they go out and they get older, and then sometimes, you know, what happens to those horses when they get older, and you don't want bad things to happen. And I really support all the rescues that we have. We have one in Long Island, a horse rescue. I think it's in Baiting Hollow, and there's sanctuaries for these animals too. There's a big animal sanctuary right on Block Island. I'm going to be going there next week, and they rescue animals from all over, like exotic animals, animals people don't want. So the more rescue, and there's a lot upstate. There's a lot of horse rescue.
And in the horse racing industry, with which I'm somewhat familiar, there are very major organizations that are funded by owners and breeders for that very purpose, to help support the horses that maybe have not become the best racehorse, but they still have new lives. They have what they call thoroughbred rerun, where they train them to be hunters and jumpers. And you will often find, in fact, I think there's a class here that is full of thoroughbreds off the track that have been retrained as hunters and jumpers. So they find their second life. And that's
pony rides to kids or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. So it's all good, and yes, we want to support horses until the end of their lives, just the way they support us.
Well, it's great that you have that interest, and thanks for your, great art that you're putting out there. And we look forward to going to the White Room Gallery in Bridgehampton to see your show. And good luck today. Have fun.
Thank you so much for having me back. Have a great weekend.
Thank you for joining us once again. It's live on location broadcasting here at the Hampton Classic Horse Show. Thanking the awning company of Sag Harbor, Eastport Feeds, Suffolk Designer Lighting, B&B Bank, Gallagher Automotive, Lamplighter Wines and Liquors, East End Veterinary Center, DJ Hart of Sag Harbor, there on Main Street, Claude's Restaurant at Southampton Inn, and the White Room Contemporary Art Gallery, all on our broadcast here on 92.1 WLNG. Thank you. I'll take a look at the markets right now and see how things are. Dow Jones Industrial Average down, NASDAQ down, and S&P 500 down. Dow Jones Industrial Average down 99 points currently to 25,887. NASDAQ is down 3 points, 3.5 points to 8084, and the S&P 500 is down 8 points to 2892. And that's a look at the market here on 92.1 WLNG.
Stop report. Oldies 92.
For the Hamptons, the North Fork, Brookhaven, and Connecticut, it's 92.1.
Broadcast WLNG. Stock report. LNG lottery info.
For those lottery numbers, the midday daily for New York is 6, 8, and 3. The lucky sum is 17. The midday daily is 6, 8, and 3. The lucky sum is 17. The win for is 2, 8, 1, and 5. The lucky sum is 16. The midday win for is 2, 8, 1, and 5. The lucky sum is 16.
LNG lottery info. Yes. WLNG.
Ready, West to Long Island, WLNG, Brooke Benton.
Station, WLNG.
Rush in, come to play here on Radio East Long Island, WLNG, live from the 2018 Hampton Classic Horse Show. We're live and local here. This is day number 3 of our coverage, and continuing all the way to Grand Prix Sunday, where our own Dana Callio is going to be out there, of course, getting the updates of what is happening in the Grand Prix ring on Sunday.
Nice to be here. And again, hello again, Brian. Nice to be able to go over and talk with the good friends from B&B Bank. We appreciate that. And of course, here again today, we were just commenting off air while the music was playing about what a different day it is here. There's actually hints of sun through the clouds, and we have a beautiful stratus clouds with blue sky mixed in. And it is just so comfortable over here. Again, we're at the Hampton Classic, a world-class equestrian event, right in our very own backyard, just down the road from where any of you are. Easy to get in. $10 per person, but $20 per carload, which is just the most amazing deal you'll find. So load up the car, get the kids, get Auntie M, whoever you want, Grandma, and come on over and be a part of course, the Hampton Classic. A great, great event. Today's a very special day here in competition. Amongst all the International Food Court and all the great places to shop and peruse and look, and amongst the stables and all the folks that are involved in getting the horses and riders ready for all the competitions, with competitions in 6 rings today, there is a big one. And we just heard the national anthem being played in the Grand Prix ring, which is close to our WLNG rolling roadcaster, where we broadcast from during our live event over here at the Hampton Classic. The Hampton Classic Horse Show presents the $75,000 Douglas Elliman Grand Prix qualifier presented by Longines. These are the folks that will be in Sunday's big show, the Grand Prix, the $300,000 Grand Prix. And they're starting the competition now. It looks like there's over 50 entries with names we know, Olympic champions, former champions here at the Hampton Classic, Georgina Bloomberg, Peter Wilde, BZ Madden, just to name a few, Todd Minkus, Georgina Bloomberg again, David Blauman, Shane Sweetum, Santiago Lambrere, Gina Planska, Catherine Tyree, again, all people that have been involved for years and years and are so well known throughout the world as either Olympic champions or as, of course, our classic champions over here at the Hampton Classic. So, Brian will be out and around. Debbie and myself will be out and around talking to folks and give you a little behind the scenes as well. Things have geared up. There are more people in the chalets. There are more people in VIP, and there's a lot more people walking around over in the boutique area. Why don't you be one of them? And you can still, of course, get seats for Sunday's Grand Prix. All you have to do is come on in. $10 per person or $20 a carload. Come in, look around, get behind the scenes look before Sunday's Grand Prix. And while you're here, go to the information booth at the main gate and pick up your tickets. $45 for the Grand Prix on Sunday.
That's over and above the admission fee, the gate fee, which is $10 per person or $20 per carload.
Yeah, those are parking fees, and of course we want you to come over and be a part of it.
Or is it the gate fee and the free parking? Marty Bauman puts it differently.
Yeah, it does. and
any way you slice it.
Right, any way you slice it, it costs a couple bucks to get in, right. But only a couple of bucks. How about that?
That's perfect. Hey, don't forget, on Sunday, Grand Prix Sunday, more than 3,000 guests are seated in 3 of the largest VIP patron tents that can be found at any sporting event in America. These VIPs include heads of corporations, guests from television, and also music industry, as well as the fashion world as well. All a part of this Hampton Classic Horse Show. It's more than just a horsing event. It's a social event, and the biggest in the Hamptons right here. Yeah, the U.S. Open was earlier. Yes, you're right. You're right about that. But then also, this is the one that caps it off year after year. Let's see. James Carpenter yesterday, and it's funny, the name James Carpenter. He's the executive chef over at Claude's Restaurant in Southampton. And Deb, we had Claude's Restaurant on with us, of course, for the Greek Festival, where they also had a great performance that was going on with the rock star pianist, too, right?
Oh, yeah. I'll tell you, Claude's Restaurant really has some great entertainment. He was very professional. He was from Russia, and everybody said he sang really great. I wanted to go to that show, but as you know, we've been so busy in August, right? But he was supposed to be fantastic. He was there for a long time, like half of, I guess, the end of July, I guess part in July and part in August. And he did the piano music and show tunes and Broadway show tunes and all kinds of things. But you can check out their website, southamptonin.com, and they have all kinds of entertainment. They also have a beautiful pool. They have a patio seating around the pool for lunch. You can go there and have lunch or dinner every day. And the Southampton Inn is so conveniently located right next to the movie theater on Hill Street in Southampton.
As James was saying yesterday, there's no room at the inn. Yeah, you could check in last minute over there and see if they do have any. But between the Hampton Classic, all that's going on this weekend with Labor Day weekend, I don't know if there are any last minute cancellations on that, but they are busy. But Claude's Restaurant available for breakfast, brunch, lunch, and also a dinner as well, and find out more over there. So, hey, Deb, this is a great event that you've been covering for many years. You kick things off with coverage on Wednesday here. And as we said, the time goes along. We look forward to Grand Prix Sunday, where it's a big star-studded event.
I have to tell you, I've spent many times in that VIP tent, and the press all just love it. It's just a lot of fun. You know how all the media goes around and tries to find celebrities here all summer to photograph and to go to all the parties, but they're all in one tent at the end of the summer here at the Hampton Classic Horse Show. And we show up in the media tent, and they let us in for a certain amount of time, because what happens is it's a big sort of schmooze thing going on in the beginning, and then what happens is the Grand Prix starts usually around 2 o'clock, and then everybody has to leave the tent because then everybody sits down. And I have to tell you, the biggest thing I think that I remember about the horse show, aside from all the riding, is the way the VIP tent looks on VIP Sunday. The tables that people spend thousands and thousands of dollars on their decorations, the flowers and the centerpieces, and they have, you know, clay horses and porcelain sculptures and flowers that are over the top, and the matching china and napkins, and it's just so stunning to walk through this tent. I've photographed it millions of times, taken millions of pictures, and it's something else. Like one time I was there, and Jerry Seinfeld was sitting there, and he comes a lot, and he was just sitting there, you know, at his table, and Christy Brinkley has been here a lot, Billy Joel sometimes. We saw Scavullo, the photographer, all the time in the tent, Peter Jennings, Joan London, the people. One year they had Sigourney Weaver, and she was a horse person, and I didn't even know that, and she was there, and she was really into it.
And you could be a part of it all, of course. That is Grand Prix Sunday. Again, this is a couple of days of events. Tomorrow is Kids Day. That's News 12 Kids Day, all a part of this 2018 Hampton Classic Horse Show here today. So, Deb, you're going to be going back over to the boutique area. I think you have some special guests that are lined up as well. Got to thank Nancy Moon once again for arranging interviews the last couple of days, as well as the today and tomorrow as well, and Sunday, as WLNG certainly a part of it for so many years, right, Deb?
Yeah, and the other thing was, I forgot to say, is people wear hats to these events. This is a little bit like the Great Gatsby. You come over here, and it's a little bit like polo and some of these elegant events, very elegant.
Like the Kentucky Derby,
and
too,
the
right?
women love hats, and it's really cool. You see all kinds of hats. People get dressed up. Not every day, you know, not every day to just come watch the show or to shop. But Grand Prix Sunday and opening day, it's like kind of dressy and with hats.
Well, that's all what's happening here at the Hampton Classic, the 2018. Thanking our sponsors on the broadcast. Best to Bill. Bill normally is on with us here on Fridays to talk about what's happening at Renee's and Chaps. He's on the road. He's bringing his son off to college. So the best on these safe travels there. And Bill will join you next week, and enjoy a safe weekend this Labor Day weekend.
Stock report.
Well, keeping an eye on the markets here. It's down across the... Well, no, it's Dow Jones Industrial Average is down 72 points to 25,914. NASDAQ is up now 7.5 points to 80.95. The S&P 500 is down 6 points, though, to 28.95. And that's a look at the market here at WLNG.
Stock report.
The Oldie Station, WLNG, the Golden 92.1.
Oldies 92.
Brian the Cannon Bannon.
WLNG.
Dana Gallio.
Live on location. Yes, indeed.
Well, it's Oldies 92.1 WLNG here at the Hampton Classic Horse Show. And as we always kick off each hour, it's a little bit of our theme song here at the 2018 Hampton Classic Horse Show. Day number 3 of our coverage here at the Hampton Classic Horse Show, which will roll all the way into Grand Prix Sunday. And what's great about the Hampton Classic Horse Show is we got to talk to some visitors, this time from the British Virgin Islands. And along with us, it's Sharon, right?
Yes, it is. How are you?
Excellent, Sharon. It's good to see you once again. We were talking to you last year about things over at the British Virgin Islands. I was telling you about my trip to the Virgin Gorda as a kid many years ago, and how beautiful it was there in the baths, right?
Yes, and actually that's the island that I live on, so it was nice to hear that you had visited my hometown.
Yeah. It's a beautiful island.
Yes, it is. It's only 8.5 square miles. It's maybe about only 4,000 people. Everybody knows everybody else, but that's a good thing.
That is a good thing. You know, everybody watches out for each other, and that's what's part about it. What's about the British Virgin Islands? It's all about tourism, really. What other industry is there? Farming? What other?
No, primarily on tourism and financial services. So having guests come to our islands, that's what's important. important to us in the British Virgin Islands. We have 60 different islands, with, as we say, 60 different experiences. So islands are very small, nice beaches, and of course very warm and friendly people who make the experience of the BVI different.
How was it the last couple of days here in the Hamptons? Talk about heat and humidity. What was it? What was your thought between it being back home and what it was like here?
It was rather interesting for me because I was here the year before,
right?
And last year it was kind of a little blustery.
Yeah.
And then the last couple of days, it was kind of very warm.
Yeah.
You know, I got my tan.
Good, excellent.
But today is excellent. Today's a beautiful day. It's, you know, I think, what, about 75?
Yeah, I was worried that you're going to have to bring out a wool jacket or something just to keep warm here today.
Yes.
Going back home with a Hamptons tan. Now, that's nice.
That's different. A little bit of synergy. So there is that synergy between the Hamptons and the BVI because you're close to the water as well. So...
talk about the tourism board and how you guys are sponsors of the Hampton Classic.
Yes, we enjoy being sponsors of the Classic. In fact, some people say, "Well, why are you involved in the Hampton Classic?" But there, again, I like to talk about synergies. The BVI is actually a big horse racing destination. We have a series of horse races throughout the year, and again, quite a few of the visitors to the British Virgin Islands are from the New York tri-state area. So what better way than for us to be here and to share information about the BVI.
That's what's great about this is you guys have a booth set up here where people can come on by and ask a little bit about their next vacation, maybe when it's a little bit snowy and colder up here.
Exactly,
right?
And that is the idea. Your weather is wonderful now, but I know once you head into November, December, January, February.
Yeah, come on up and visit us then.
Yes, you need something warm. No. I used to live in New Jersey years ago.
That's right.
And those winter days, I do not want to recall. I definitely don't.
BVItourism.com is the information. You brought over some little pamphlets, a pamphlet on the British Virgin Islands, also some great culinary creations and events that are going to be going on, right?
Yes, in November, actually, we have our BVI Food Fest. It's a month filled with culinary in the British Virgin Islands. It includes restaurant weeks. It includes a pork festival, a seafood festival, a lobster festival. So, you know, take your pick, whatever you like, especially from a seafood angle. My favorite activity is the Anegada Lobster Fest, which is U.S. Thanksgiving weekend. So just picture yourself having lobster instead of turkey.
I like that. That's even better, right? You brought over what looks like a breaded shrimp.
I cannot share it with you right now.
But that's the first thing I said. You brought this and said, "Oh, this is I can have this."
I cannot share it with you right now. The next time I come, though, maybe we'll bring a chef, a BVI chef, to the Hampton Classic next year.
That's it.
Then you can sample.
Perfect, great idea. Hey, tell us about the Seeds of Love. This is a program and a project that's going on with the British Virgin Islands, right?
Yes. In fact, I would. Most people would know that we were struck by hurricanes Maria and Irma shortly after the Hampton Classic last year. So we're rebuilding. In hurricanes, you tend to lose a lot of your vegetation. So we're trying to replant the destination with indigenous trees. We were gifted with 3,000 plants from the islands of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And the Tourist Board has been partnering with our Ministry of Agriculture in replanting. So we're on a donation and a pledging drive to replant. We have our website, and the program is called Seeds of Love, and we have no stipulations on what can be donated. It can be 50 cents, it can be $1. So far, we've planted over 6,000 trees throughout the BVI. We gift them to the different businesses, hotels, restaurants. We've planted on the beaches, and it's all in an attempt to have our islands be even more beautiful than they were before. 4.
Very nice. The website is seedsoflovebvi.org for more information. And again, thank you, Sharon, for coming on by here with the BVI Tourist Board. You're also Minister of Tourism, right?
I'm the Director of Tourism. Director of Tourism. But stop on by our booth. We're here until Sunday. Shonda and Paula are also there with me, and we can share with you any information about visiting the British Virgin Islands.
Sounds good. And you know what? With those portable phones and devices, you could book your vacation right there.
That is amazing? Definitely, the ladies, we like to say we're not only a tourism board, we're a concierge service, so we can answer and handle anything BVI.
Sounds great. Well, thank you for stopping by our microphones once again.
You're welcome. Thank you so much.
You enjoy the rest of the weekend over here. This is Labor Day weekend here in the Hamptons, and one of the greatest places to be is here at the Hampton Classic Horse Show. And thank you for being a sponsor of the Classic.
And thank you for having BVI, British Virgin Islands, with you. You have a nice afternoon.
Yeah, every time we say BVI, people think we changed our call letters from WLNG to WVVI. That'd be perfect. Thank you so much for stopping on by. It's great to see you. Enjoy the Hampton Classic Horse Show. It's going on right now here in Bridgehampton. Got with us one of the volunteers of the Hampton Classic Horse Show. Hey, Dot, how are you? It's a beautiful day here today.
Oh, it's great. The other days were brutal, but today it's wonderful. Everybody's happy. There's a lot of people here.
Yeah.
It's great. The horses aren't hot. The riders get to ride in their garb without sweating, and it's a great day.
How many years have you been volunteering with this?
7 years, and I love it. And this year I won a walk the course with a jumper rider, and it was so exciting. And just being here with the riders and all the people and the children and the boutiques and all the food, and it's just a wonderful experience. It's the highlight of my summer.
Dottie, tell us a little bit about that walkthrough. Were you on a horse? Were you beside the horse? Were you walking with the riders on the course?
I was walking with one of the riders, and he was explaining in between the jumps and how wide they were, how high they were, how many strides, how to jump them. And I used to ride, so I was excited.
Familiar
because
with it, too,
I could identify with it, but I never did those, 5-foot jumps. But he was very kind. And Jimmy Toronto, the rider, he was the one who took us around. It was a few people from Palomine, and we walked the course with him, and it was just great. He was great with us.
What's great about the Hampton Classic Horse Show is each year you get to find a new aspect of something that you didn't see the year previously.
Right.
Either it's been added or something like, oh, they've done that in years past. Somehow I missed that. And that's a nice thing to win that walkthrough and learn a little bit more about what
it was wonderful. And then the walkthrough I won because I purchased a hat for $50 for charity, and I was so excited to get the phone call that I did win the walk the course. So.
And that hat is also signed too, right?
Yes.
For the riders?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, that's very good. And you know what? It's either you wear the hat. I know Marty Bauman's been wearing his, and I'm like, well, don't rub. You got a mark on this. Let me rub this up. No, don't do that. Dottie, we thank you for joining us here on Mike's side here on a Rolling Roadcaster. Volunteering, what are some of the things you're doing?
Well, I check for press's credentials, that they registered and that they get their credentials to photograph, especially the VIP day, Sunday, the Grand Prix. Mm-hmm. I get to meet a lot of people. And I work for Marty Bauman, and it's wonderful. Nice. And the other people, Nancy Moon and Michelle Klopp, Violet. And I've met people, other volunteers. And it's an important job, I feel. I take it seriously.
That's exactly it. Well, I thank you for making sure that we got our credentials, and I thank you so much for getting
my name right.
Yes, well, it's also Gary Sapien, who has like doctor's handwriting. Doctors are envious of Gary Sapien's handwriting because it looks like that. Dottie, it's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you. It was a great experience.
Enjoy this, and this is what we do all about radio here is we get to talk to people and talk to friends on the radio. Thank you, Dottie, so much. Yeah, come on. Photo. All right. Let me toss it back to Broadcast House, get caught up on some information. I know Debbie Tuma's going to be checking in a few minutes here at WLNG, and I also know that we're running behind. Busy day here at the Hampton Classic.
Stock report.
Taking a look at the markets, the Dow Jones Industrial Average down 60 points currently to 25,927. NASDAQ is up 12 points now to 8,100 even. S&P 500 down 4 points to 2896. And that's a look at the market here at WLNG. Got a report from Debbie Tuma coming in. Yes, Debbie, you're over in the boutique area, right?
Yes, I am. Are we on the air now?
We are clear. Yes, go ahead.
Okay, I didn't know that. Yes, I'm over in the boutique area, in the middle of the boutique area. I'm at Durdow, which is, Durdow has, can you hear me? It's getting a little sky. Okay, but there's a little wind blowing in the tent, that's all. But it's better to have wind than hot weather. So, Dow has been here for over 20 years at the horse show, and they have the most fine riding boots and equestrian clothing and everything you need for this horse show. And I caught up with the owner started it, the father and the mother, and he can tell you the story. And this is Joseph Durr, D-E-R. And I guess the grandmother's name was Dow, so they made it Durr Dow, and that's the name of it. They're based in Brooklyn, and they come out here to the Hamptons, and they're a fixture here at the Classic. And Joseph, so welcome to the Classic again for the 20-something year, and tell us a little bit, how are you, and how's a little bit about your company.
Hey, how you doing, guys? It's Joseph Durr Dow Custom Boots and Shoes. We've been manufacturing custom bespoke shoes in Brooklyn, New York for over 50 years, actually. And my father, at the age of 91 today, is still working, still coming to the Hampton Classic after 20-plus years. And my mom, who travels with him, it's a family business. So, yeah, we have a great time here at the Hampton Classic. This is a great show. You know, this is where you don't just shop and see horses. You come out with the family. There's good things for the kids. There's a great competition with Olympic riders, you know, top in the industry. And there's a lot of shopping, and there's great food as well too. So, and you cannot say anything about the weather, because today is beautiful. Yeah.
So tell people, if they don't know about your special, what makes your boots so special and your company?
Well, it's different. What we do, we actually make a cast molding, or we take the measurements of each person's left foot, right foot. We make a cast molding of that foot. We design anything they want in any leather that they want. We have alligator, ostrich, stingray, python. We have some limited edition skins. We have some hand tooling. And most of our samples here at the Hampton Classic is the equestrian theme. So we have polo boots, jumper boots, paddock. We have men's golf shoes too, by the way. Western boots, you name it, we can do it. But what makes us different is the way we actually do it. Everything done by hand. So we make a molding of the foot, we cut the leather, we stitch it, we design it, we put whatever soles and heels they want. That's what's unique, really. Is that
I'm just looking over all your so many boots here. I'm so amazed by the different kinds of creative boots that you can put together. They have, say, a black leather boot with a different kind of a skin on the top, you know, like a snake skin or something on the top. Then you actually have, is that patent leather boots? Patent leather, so shiny.
Patent leather with the Swarovski crystals as well too.
Oh yes, patent leather with Swarovski crystals. My gosh. And then you have
all hand-tooled legs of a riding boot. We have a 3-strap boot. It's pretty cool. Yeah. So come on out and take a look at Durr Dow Custom Boots and Shoes.
Yes, come on down. Durr Dow Boots is right in the middle of the horse show, and you will really appreciate the work that goes into these boots. And some of them are hand etched and stitched, and just so creative. They're worth a photo, I swear.
Check out the website, www.durdow.com. That's DERDAU.
Okay, thank you very much, Joseph, and thanks for coming again to the horse show, and I'm sure we'll see you here next year. And this is Debbie Tuma. Back to you, Brian.
Thank you, Debbie. It's all what's going on at the Hampton Classic Horse Show, 326. That's WLNG time.
92.
Brian Bannon, Showtime.
92 WLNG. Live on location.
Well, if I could play a boating nautical song at an equestrian event in the Hamptons, why not? Hughes Corporation. 339 on WLNG Radio. It's live on location, broadcasting Hampton Classic Horse Show on 92.1. Thank you to the sponsors on our broadcast.
We don't want to think about it, but fall is upon us. You should make an appointment soon with Ed Gallagher and the crew at Gallagher Automotive to get everything checked out on your ride for the fall season. How about your tires? Are they ready? What about your radiator, your engine, your belts and hoses? You know Ed Gallagher, and he knows your car. Bring it down to see him on Willow Road in Watermill. Keep their phone number handy at all times. Program program it into your cell phone in case you need them while you're out and about. It's 631-726-0700. Gallagher Automotive also does inspections and any automotive repair or maintenance job you may need. Ed works on just about any vehicle you may have. He'll let you know what work, if any, has to be done to keep you safe. Regular oil changes and tune-ups will keep you on the road safely, too. Gallagher Automotive is located behind Corwith's Auto Body on Willow Road in Waterville. The number for Gallagher Automotive, once again, is 631-726-0700.
3:36 on WLNG Radio, live at the Hampton Classic Horse Show. Dana Callio along with me, and Debbie Tuma as well. Debbie's out of the boutiques area. She'll be checking in with us in just a matter of moments here on WLNG Radio. And Dana, sponsors that are making our broadcast possible here this week.
Yeah, we want to thank them very much. Make sure you do the same if you don't mind, please. Awning Company of Sag Harbor, Eastport Feeds, Suffolk Designer Lighting, B&B Bank, Gallagher Automotive, Lamplighter Wines and Liquors, East End Emergency Veterinary Center, DJ Hart's in Sag Harbor, Claude's Restaurant at the Southampton Inn, the White Room Contemporary Art Gallery.
All on our broadcast here at WLNG. They were with us, some of them, Eastport Feed, Suffolk Designer Lighting, Lamplighter, has been with us for a number of years. Yeah.
Years and years.
And then also our newer sponsors, last couple of years, Awning Company, Gallagher Automotive, certainly thanking them. And thanking Dee over at DJ Hart, of course, Main Street, right in Sag Harbor. Great place if you're looking for, this cooler weather has gotten you in a spot where it's a little too cool outside. Need a cover-up or need a sweatshirt or something like that. They'll have it over at DJ Hart for you. Thanking her for being a part of the broadcast.
Special day here Friday at the Classic right now going on in the Grand Prix Ring, which you can come in and see, by the way, for a $10 admission or a $20 per carload admission today and tomorrow as well. Right now going on, of course, is the $75,000 Douglas Elliman Grand Prix qualifier. Winners, a certain group of winners from this qualifying session today will be riding in the $300,000 Grand Prix on Sunday. But do you know what's special about tomorrow, Brian?
It's Kids Day?
It is
Tell us
Kids
all about
Day.
a Kids Day, Dana.
That's right. Kids Day, it features plenty of activities. Too many to list. It features plenty of activities for the entire family, especially for kids, from 10 o'clock till 2 p.m. Children under 12 are admitted free and receive a free pony ride. The Grand Prix Ring will host all kinds of phases and things going on, and of course you get up and close and personal with all the horses and the people that get them ready to compete, and all the riders and the local folks and the big Olympic heroes and everything. Not only that, there's so much to see and do. Of course, the petting zoo over here. There'll be magic shows. There'll be all kinds of wonderful events all day for kids and families. And a great food court. You can get yourself anything as simple as a hot dog or some fresh fruit. How's the fresh fruit been?
It was very good 2 days in a row. A+, A+.
And again, International Food Court. There's no telling what you could find over there to eat. And of course, a great, great place. And again, tomorrow, kids are free under 12. But again, come on over, load up the car. It's only $20 to get in per car load. And just so much to see and do. A world-class equestrian event right in our very own backyard right here in Bridgehampton.
Can't miss it. Snake Hollow Road, Bridgehampton.
LNG lottery info.
All right, get out those lottery tickets, maybe some matching numbers and numbers. Game 683, lucky sum 17. Win 4 lottery number 2815. That's 2815, lucky sum 16. And of course, good luck to you from all of us here at 92.
LNG lottery info.
Live coverage of the 2018 Hampton Classic here on WLNG Radio. And we go to Debbie Tuma, who is, I think, at the food court right now. Hey, Deb.
Hi, Brian. Yeah, we're out in the food court. It's an international experience, just like the horse show is. I'm standing right outside of a Thai restaurant called Boa. That's in North Sea, and they're here. And we know them because they have commercials on our station, and we see them at a lot of different events, like San Gennaro, and they're going to be at Harbor Festival next weekend, or not next weekend, September 8th. I guess it could be next weekend. Time is flying. There's also a crepe a booth here with gluten-free crepes and a little French flair going on there. We also have Indian food from Saz Restaurant in Southampton, and I had some of that yesterday. I had a dosa. It was really delicious. And then we have Magdalena Mexican food. You can have your burritos and quesadillas and tacos and anything you want. And also a new this year, we have Toro Tapas and Tequila. They're based in Patchogue, and they're out here today. And that's delicious, too. I tried the seafood paella the other day, and that was really delicious. So it's all very lively. There's also an old-fashioned lemonade stand where you can get really fresh, squeezed fruit in lemonade with seltzer. It's delicious. Fizzy drinks that are very refreshing. And the weather is perfect today. The sun is not beating on you. There's picnic tables. They also have shaded picnic tables. And they have tents where you can eat. And there's American food here, too, for the kids. Hot dogs, hamburgers, salads and wraps and Greek food, falafels. Plenty of things here for everybody when they're coming here at the Classic, or you can even come here and just have lunch and walk around the boutique garden, which is fabulous with all the shops. And she's a little busy right now, but Kui from Boa is serving up some food here, and I'm looking at it. It's pad thai, spring rolls. She has all kinds of teriyaki, fried wontons. I guess everybody's getting hungry just listening. How's it going, Kui? Very well. You're really busy. Yes, very. Okay, and I know she's running around cooking. Every time I come over, the line starts. Just tell us a little bit about your restaurant.
Sure. We are on Noyak Road. The address is 129 Noyak Road in Southampton. And we're serving pad thai, fried rice, some curries, and, many dishes.
You've been there a few years now.
Yes. For the restaurant, it's our 8th season, and at the Hampton Classic, it's now our 3rd.
And I love your food. I stopped by on the way to Sag Harbor. You're right between Sag Harbor and Southampton, so it's very easy to find that. And I guess we're going to see you over at the next event, which is the Harbor Fest, September 8th.
It is. Saturday and Sunday.
And your business, tell me, your family's from Thailand, and your whole family's involved in the restaurant, right?
Yes, it's a family restaurant. Everybody's doing something.
And it's all homemade, authentic Thai food?
It is, yes. My mom in the kitchen making curries. My brother is like wok specialist. And so, yeah, everybody's doing something there.
And you go to Thailand in the winter, so you can tell everybody about what's going on in Thailand.
Yes, so we closed the restaurant around the end of November and reopened at the beginning of May. And during those times that we closed, we are enjoying ourselves in Thailand.
Very nice. Well, I'm sure people here are interested. I know it's a very popular travel spot. And I love the food, too. So you can make me some paella. Yay. I can't wait. And thank you very much. And we will see you at the Harbor Fest.
Thank you for having me on.
Thank you. Photo Restaurant in Noyak. Back to you, Brian.
Thank you, Debbie. I had a chance to take a look at the sports schedule. Coming up tonight, 7:05, it's the Tigers taking on the Yankees. Looks like it's, once again, the Red Sox in Chicago taking on the White Sox. That is at 8:10. And it's the Mets on the West Coast taking on the Giants tonight. That's at 10:15. And that's a quick look at sports at WLNG Radio. What was that in the way of preseason football last night? You had the Patriots beating the Giants 17-12, so it was a close one. That's happy. Eagles over the Jets 10-9, but also a close one, so that's all right. Full season kicks off next Thursday, and that's the NFL season as it gets underway. And that's a quick look at sports. We're live at the Hampton Classic Horse Show. Last night I was at I'm going to give a plug, Elbow East. Yeah. Having dinner, and I said, you know what? I want to catch the update of highlights of yesterday's VVH coverage. What did I do? Went on to Optimum Online and went right to the website, and on my iPhone, I watched exactly the highlights from yesterday.
So you're the one.
Did I suck all the bandwidth out of the connection?
You took all the bandwidth. No, Optimum. Spectrum has a lot of bandwidth, I think. I think there might have been 2 or 3 of people on there.
Yeah, that's it.
But it's amazing. We're getting hate mail from all over. I got one from Australia.
Because you mispronounced something?
No, I think... my hate mail didn't get through to my brother. I said, more horses, less Ernie. But
that's very funny. Greg Shamizi with us with WVVH. I got about 20 seconds here. Today's coverage, nice and cool today, right?
Very cool. We're very happy that you guys are here. It's always a comforting spot. When I come by and I look at the bus, I says, my God, I can go in there and enjoy it. But I'm very impressed that the Canon here is actually operating the studio remotely. I mean, you have your minions there working and watching the dials.
Hold on. Chuck Mackin is at back at Broadcast House. He's watching this like it's Operation Center at NBC right now. It's got zillion screens in front of him.
I know you're very well taken care of. See, we have, let me see, I think we have 2 hamsters and a gerbil.
I know, you say that, yeah. And their contract the contract was up on one of them.
Right. And, he takes a cigarette break every 15 minutes.
Well, that's not good.
Yeah, he came from the National Laboratory.
Yeah, he did, exactly. Greg, it's...
Plum Island, I think. We have a lot of visitors on Plum Island. You know that.
Isn't that funny? I said I had 20 seconds left, and we went for an entire minute.
Okay.
Thank you, Greg.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a beautiful time.
Thank you so much. It's lovely.
We're here all week.
Now
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We never turn our back on our listeners who love the real oldies, still playing the music we grew up with.
Oldies 92.
Wonderful.
Ryan Bannon.
Whoopee. Dana Gallio.
Live on location. Yes, indeed.
WLNG. Yes, our coverage of the 2018 Hampton Classic. Day number 3 of our coverage here at WLNG Radio. And Debbie Tuma kicked things off on Wednesday. We were here yesterday in the hot heat. Debbie was here in the hot heat on Wednesday. And Dana, all of a sudden, what a difference a day makes. Really.
Oh, it's really pleasant over here.
We even put up the big fan, but we have no reason to. Really.
I turned it down.
Isn't
that exciting?
Yeah.
It really is beautiful over here. Beautiful weather. A great place to be. If you don't know it, if you've never been here, I can understand that. But nevertheless, it is a must-visit bucket list kind of thing. The Hampton Classic Horse Show goes on through Sunday. As it has for 42 years, right?
43? 42? 42.
Yeah. Well, this is the 43rd year, so it's been going on for 42 years.
Yeah.
So, good. It's just a great place to visit. It's only $10 if you want to come over and spend the day by yourself. It's only $20 a carload. Load in the kids, the neighbor kids. Bring Uncle Lou, whoever. Just load up the car or the van or whatever and come on over. It's only $20. And again, you get to walk around and get up close to the horses and the riders and the folks that prepare the horses and all the folks that prepare all the 6 different rings in which competitions take place. There's a boutique with 70 shops. There's a international food court. There's a lot of fun things to see and do. There's a kids area. Yes, Mom. There is a kids area. During certain parts of the day, there are pony rides. Tomorrow is Kids Day up until 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And kids get in free. They get a free pony ride. There's a petting zoo and magic shows and all kinds of wonderful entertainment for kids. And again, you get up close to the Olympic champions and championship riders. And you get up to get up close to the horse and rider that's down the road from you as well out here in horse country. So come on over to the Hampton Classic Horse Show going on all the way through Sunday. While you're here, take a look at the Grand Prix ring and what majestic, what an amazing place it really is. And in fact, right now, before I tell you who our great sponsors are making our broadcast possible, I want to remind you that it's a big day here at the Hampton Classic. The $75,000 Douglas Elliman Grand Prix qualifier is going on. It's still going on, been going on for the last couple of hours. And this sets the field for, of course, Sunday's $300,000 Hampton Classic Grand Prix that will be going on Sunday
I think
morning.
we can get a horse together, Dana. We could compete. I think we could.
Yeah, I think we could. All you got to do is, make the Jumpster in a week and do the qualifier and all that
name
stuff.
the horse Sydney's Wish.
Oh, wouldn't that be nice?
Wouldn't it be nice?
That's a good one. I like that. We're going to do horse list names later on. Okay, maybe tomorrow or whatever. Anyway, the Hampton Classic Horse Show broadcast on WLNG is being brought to you by the good folks at the Awning Company Incorporated of Sag Harbor, Eastport Feeds, Suffolk Designer Lighting, B&B Bank, Gallagher Automotive, Lamplighter Wines and Liquors, East End Emergency Veterinary Center, DJ Hart, Claude's Restaurant at the Southampton Inn, and the White Room Contemporary.
It is all happening, the 2018 Hampton Classic Horse Show on Radio Eastern Long Island, WLNG. Debbie Tuma out and about in the boutique area. We'll check in with her in a bit. Dana Callio and myself all here at the Hampton Classic Horse Show. Hey, the market closing kind of a mixed bag here today with the NASDAQ and S&P. Looks like it's up with the Dow Jones down. We'll take a full look at the closing market numbers and report at 4:55 here at WLNG.
92.1 FM, WLNG.
92.1 WLNG. It's the sounds of the Marvellos, 1965 Summer Gold on Radio Eastern Long Island, WLNG. It's 4:16. I'm Brian the Cannon Bannon, along with Dana Callio as we're broadcasting live, and Debbie Tuma at the Hampton Classic Horse Show here on 92.1 WLNG.
The oldie station, WLNG.
We'll go to Debbie Tuma in a moment, but thanking our sponsors. It's live on location broadcasting. Debbie Tuma checking in via the landline right now. And Deb, last check-in, you were over by the food court area. Where are you now?
Well, I was in the food court and I ran into two amazing young girls, and I never really get to meet young riders. These are kids, and they rode today, which is really cool. And I asked them if I could talk to them. And it's Helen Ryan. She's 12. And her friend Sydney Ratey, who's 11. And here they are, and they look so cute. They got their riding gear on, and their hats on, and their jackets on, and their, the riding gear. It looks, their boots. They look so cool, and they're sitting here eating some food. And I asked if I could chat with them. So anyway, it's a pleasure to meet you, young girls, and you're so devoted at such a young age. And it's Helen Ryan. So Helen, you're 12, and how did you get into this sport, and how long have you been doing it?
My dad rode when he was younger, so I just kind of started riding because he rode, and I just loved the sport, and I've been doing it ever since I was 4.
Ever since you were 4 years old? That's amazing. And so you have your own horse?
Yes, I own my 2 ponies, Smitten and Charming.
Oh, you have your 2 ponies. What, do you alternate between them?
I ride them both every day that I ride, and then I show them both.
And now, did you say you live out here and the city?
Yes, I live in the city, and I also have a house out here, which I come to in the summer and on the weekends.
If you're not at the horse show, do you ride on your own all over the place, different places?
Our barn is in New Jersey, so after school I go to the barn in New Jersey every day because it's pretty close, and then during the summer our ponies come out here because it's just so nice out here, and we have the Hampton Classic. So we come out and we ride almost every day except for Monday, so the ponies do get a break. And so we ride every day pretty much.
Wow, that's really good exercise. Is this your first year in the Hampton Classic, and how do you like the Classic?
This is not my first year. I've been here for probably this is my 5th or 6th time at the show.
I don't believe it. She's 12 years old. She's been here 5 years. Oh, my God. So tell me what you think about it.
I really like the show. I think it's great. They have so many different competitions going on. I think it's very competitive, which is really good. There's so many great competitors, and there's so many things to do when you're not riding, and it's just such a cool place. And I've been doing it ever since Fleet Line and now to the small pony division. So
tell us what you went in today.
I rode in the small pony division today, and yeah.
That's great. And you said you were you placed 5th, 7th.
Yeah, I jogged in every class, and I placed 5th and 7th on Smitten, and 4th and 8th on Charming.
Well, congratulations. You girls are great examples of young women that know what they want to do, and you do it very well. And thank you so much for talking to us. And I just wanted to say hi to Sydney Brady, and you also raced or walked, whatever you did. What was the thing that you did today?
I jumped in the Hunters.
Okay. In the Hunter?
Yeah, I did the small pony and medium division.
Okay. And you're 11?
Yeah.
Did you live out here in the city?
Yeah, I live out here for the summer and the city in the winter.
So, and how many times have you been coming to the Classic?
This is my second time.
How do you like it? What do you think about it?
I love it. It's very competitive, so it's hard, but it's very fun, and I learn a lot.
So, anything you want to add about, have you been to other shows to compare it to, or just mostly here?
We've been to many shows. This is definitely one of the most competitive, other than Pony Final, which is the one they get to qualify for. That's the biggest show of the year.
So let me ask you, did you ride the last 2 days when it was really hot? Because I see you got all these clothes on. How was it for you?
Oh, I didn't have to ride. I didn't have to show the last 2 days, but I did ride, and it was very hot.
I know, gosh. You girls look so cute in these outfits. I was going to take your picture, and then I said, nah, I'll just talk to them. Having some lunch?
Yeah. Having crepes.
Are you coming back tomorrow?
Yes, we are.
And what are you going to enter tomorrow?
The same thing, small and medium pony division.
Great. Well, I wish you guys a lot of luck. How did you do today?
I was second and I think 12th in the small pony, and then 10th and 12th and 11th in the medium.
Okay, well, thanks so much for talking to me. Enjoy the show, and good luck tomorrow.
Yeah.
You're welcome. This is Debbie, back to Brian.
Thank you, Debbie, and thanks for checking in with us here in WLNG. Dana's out with the Tireless Wire. Let's get him real quick before we take a break back to the studio. And, well, things are going on in the Grand Prix ring right now, huh, Dana? I thought he was checking in there for a moment. All right.
92 FM. 92 FM. How about this? Sports fans.
Well, going on tonight in the way of sports baseball at 7:05, it's going to be the Tigers taking on the Yankees up in the Bronx. You got the Red Sox taking on the White Sox in Chicago. That's at 8:10. The Mets on the West Coast taking on the Giants. That is at 10:15. And that's a quick look at sports at LNG.
Who's playing? Who's losing? Who's winning?
Now it must be Dana's turn. Dana, you were busy taking photos, I think, over there in the Grand Prix. And
I was.
I tossed it to you after Deb. So, hey, you're with the over by the Grand Prix ring, right?
That's right. I'm marveling at the technology here, at the not only your technology, not only your accomplishments from our WLNG rolling roadcaster, but I'm just amazed by the Diamond Vision or the big TV or whatever the heck you want to call it.
Jumbotron.
It's got a better picture. It's got a better picture than my 50-inch does at home. So, and of course, it's still going on over here, by the way, in the Grand Prix ring. I'm in the. This is my first foray into the VIP chalets over here, which will be all the rage on. Late tomorrow, and then especially on Sunday as well. And I'm here with Sonamax, isn't that? Did I say that right?
Yes, you did. It's Sonamax Event Audio, formerly known as Sonamax Light and Sound.
Brian and I were just talking about you in the bus when you walked by before, and say, oh, gee, there's another staple. There's another stanchion over here at the Hampton Classic. People that have been here and made it run and have some fun and can still identify with how things used to be. So, and you've upped your technology a bit, Brian. He's running everything off. What is that? A 7-inch tablet?
Nice. Actually, I don't know, but it is a tablet, and it's controlling multi-zones of sound around the Grand Prix arena.
Dante.
Isn't that amazing, Brian?
Ask him if it's Dante.
Ask him if it's Dante? Does that make sense to you?
It's Wi-Fi. It's based on a QSC
nice
platform.
Very love it. Oh, it's gotcha.
And
it's Geek
we've
Talk.
got a QSC Touch Mix 30 up in the announcers booth.
See,
and finally we've got a specialized antenna, and we've got 90% coverage, and we can take care of the anthem singer, the announcer, the jumbotron, the background music, and the little bell that you hear in the background.
See, I love it.
They're all plugged in.
Every time John and I will talk about technology, but Dane, isn't that great?
Yeah, it is great. And of course, John, thank you very much for the explanation and such and going along. But
I love that stuff.
It's just so much to see and do over here. And you know what? It's still a fun show, and it's still got that edge of amazement about it as you walk through.
And each day that increases. Today was quite exciting as for Friday. Now Saturday you'll see especially in the Grand Prix tent. The tables are decorated beyond belief, and then Sunday it is totally beyond belief. Each one's better than the other.
We all walk just a little bit above the ground on Sunday, don't we?
We get to witness it all, don't we?
Listen, thanks a lot. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Don't work too hard.
I will. With Dennis Susskind controlling me, I better.
You're gonna laugh out of Brian too.
We interviewed him yesterday.
Yeah, good to see you. A lot of fun over here, Brian. I know we're going towards the break at the bottom of the half hour, but it's gearing up over here. You talk about attitude and things going on. It's gearing up over here. There's a lot of folks that are working at the presentations here in the VIP chalets.
What's great about John is he also is a big fan of Swap and Shop, and any equipment that he's updating and all the old equipment ends up being on Swap and Shop. And each time I'm like, I should call John, and I think we should pick that up. We should buy that. And then I'm like, no, let it go. Thank you so much, John. And it's always interesting. I always enjoy how the technical aspects of things have always changed over the years.
Oldies 92.
Hey, we're at the Hampton Classic Horse Show. Thank you to the sponsors, the Awning Company Incorporated of Sag Harbor, Eastport Feed, the Krajcek family from Suffolk Designer Lighting, B&B Bank, Gallagher Automotive, Lamplighter Wines and Liquors, East End Veterinary Center, DJ Hart of Main Street, Sag Harbor, Claude's Restaurant at Southampton Inn, and the White Room Contemporary Art Gallery, all on our broadcast here.
Live every day where the action is. Music and fun with WLNG.
Available on Swap and Shop. One Broken Heart for sale. Elvis Presley. There's your daily on Oldies 92.1 WLNG.
The best oldies, WLNG.
4:38, that's the WLNG time here at the Hampton Classic. Well, we have to tell you, of course, tomorrow is Kids Day here at the Hampton Classic Horse Show with so much going on. The 43rd annual Hampton Classic Horse Show here at Snake Hollow Road in Bridgehampton. And we look forward to our Saturday coverage here, which we started doing last couple of years here. We normally would be here on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And now we kind of move things up to Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Grand Prix Sunday. And all the years in the past, we'd cover Grand Prix Sunday as well. But we get to cover Kids Day tomorrow, and the kids are admitted free tomorrow here at the Hampton Classic Horse Show. Tomorrow and Sunday, same fee. Of course, it's a $20 carload fee, or $10 per person too. You can do that as well.
It's a beautiful day over here.
In the neighborhood? It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood?
I was going to go there, but I didn't know how to approach that.
Hey, real quick, got Debbie Toom on the line. We'll check in with her in one moment and get a word from one of our sponsors. Thank you to Eastport Feeds for being a part of our broadcasts of the Hampton Classic Horse Show for so many years. Once again, Debbie Tuma now in the boutique area. I think that's still where you are right now, right, Deb?
I'm still in the boutique area. I could spend the next 3 days here, Brian. And I can't see all 70 shops in a couple hours, and that's why when you come to the show, you need some time, because you're going to really find a lot of interesting things. It does take time to hunt around all the different boutiques, and it's worth it because you never know who you're going to stumble across. And I want to tell you something, Brian. You know how when you come in to the show, you see the kids section where they have all the animals, the petting zoo, petting animals. Yeah. Well, they have llamas, and they have a pig, and they have an Angora rabbit, and they have sheep. Well, guess what? I'm in the booth where all the I don't know what you want to call it, fur. What do you call it? All the fiber from those animals are here in one booth, made into sweaters and scarves, and they've sheared the sheep, they've sheared the llamas, and now there's a booth where you can buy beautiful scarves, beautiful sweaters, and all kinds of accessories having to do with those animals. And they have to get shed anyway, so this turns into beautiful wearable. And the name of the booth, name of the show there is Lauren Yarn and Talk, and Yarn as YARN. So I'm here with Tabitha Hubble, and she's the owner, and they have their big yacht tank. They're in their place. And anyway, this is very unique, and I definitely know that you had this. You were selling all this stuff. So how are you doing? And tell us about your place.
Yeah, no, we're doing great, and we've been out at the Classic every year. So it's nice, just like you were saying, for people to be able to have a little fun, meet the animals, whether you've got kids or not. It's fun for everybody. And then it also is educational. They can come on over into the boutique and have a chance to see what we can do, like you said, with all of the fiber that we get from the animals. They need to be shorn in order to keep them happy and healthy. And then we utilize that fiber for all of our products here in the booth. And, of course, we like for people to know that we're local, too. So that's the nice part.
So for people that may not know, tell us what animals and what kind of products you have in the booth.
Sure. So as far as the animals on our farm, most people know me for breeding and raising the llamas, kind of the llama lady, if you will. And in addition to that, on the farm, we want people to meet and learn about all the animals that give us these natural fibers. So just like you said, we've got sheep, we have alpaca, we have Angora goats, Angora rabbits. But you also mentioned, too, people will find our little potbelly pig over there. Of course, that has nothing to do with the fiber, but he's just cute.
And so I can't see everything in the booth because I'm looking at you. What kinds of products are you selling here in the booth?
Well, the first and foremost, for anybody that does knit or crochet, we always have our yarns here. So that's a big thing that people know to find us here. But outside of that, we've got scarves, we have hand-knitted hats, we've got woven shrugs and shawls. Mostly all of our pieces are all hand-done, one of a kind, a lot of natural colors, but also a little pop of colors. So you'll see some blues and pinks and purples, just really nice natural subtle shades. We've got blankets, lap blankets, pillows. So just a little bit of everything for both, wearable as well as home decor.
Now, what got you into this to begin with?
I was a horse person originally, and of course that has nothing to do with it except for the fact that I tell people once mom and dad weren't paying for horses anymore, I just kind of put them off to the side, and it was through my occupation. I have a degree in animal science, so I kind of indirectly got involved with llamas through that, and then just fell in love with them. And then everything else has really just organically come from falling in love with the llamas and just making a whole llama life out of it.
Well, this is perfect because, Brian, as you know, tomorrow's Kids Day, and that's a place that the kids should come. Now, if you're listening to this right now, bring your kids tomorrow to Kids Day, and we're going to be here covering that from 11 to 3, and you can go right into that place, the whole yarn and farm right there, and see all the animals we're talking about, and you can pet them because they're very, very fuzzy and cute. All right, well, this is fun. So Kids Day tomorrow. Don't forget to go to the petting zoo, I guess you call it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we want people to interact and enjoy them, but obviously there's a bigger part of it than just the petting zoo. But we want everyone to have a good time, especially on Kids Day.
All right, and this is Debbie Tuma. Back to you, Brian.
Thank you so much, Debbie. And this WLNG Sports Update brought to you by Compassion International. For just $5 a day, you can sponsor a child with Compassion. Become a sponsor now at compassion.com/radio. Well, in the way of sports, in the way of baseball, really what we're reporting on here is just the schedule. All the games are after 7 o'clock tonight. Going down the list at 7:05 is the Cubs taking on the Phillies, the Tigers taking on the Yankees, also the Brewers taking on the Nationals. 7:10 tonight, the Rays, and in Cleveland taking on the Indians. Going to be the Blue Jays at the Marlins. Pirates at the Braves at 7:35. 8:05, it's the Twins at the Rangers. The Red Sox at the White Sox. You got the Angels at the Astros. Looks like the Orioles taking on the Royals tonight. Also the Reds at the Cardinals. 10:05 tonight, it's the Mariners at the Oakland A's. Diamondbacks at the Dodgers at 10:10. Rockies at the Padres at that time as well. And at 10:15, Mets on the West Coast taking on the San Francisco Giants at 10:15 tonight. And that's a quick look at sports here at WLNG.
Who's playing? Who's losing? Who's winning? Great home cooking on the North Fork.
Modern Snack Bar. Ooh, it must be a Friday because I get to talk about Modern Snack Bar. Well, of course, on the snack bar menu tonight, every Tuesday through Friday, is the prime rib special at the Modern Snack Bar, a deal that can't be beat. Look at their new website, modernsnackbar.com. Check it out online. 628 Main Road, Route 25 there in Aquabog, right at the classic sign. You can't miss it. Hey, their menu is also listed there as well, so if you're too busy to cook tonight, you can log on to modernsnackbar.com and figure out what you want. Of course, those key lime garlic oysters are such a big hit as an appetizer. The soft shell crabs as a sandwich, as an appetizer, as a dinner portion, as a lunch portion as well. The prime rib special tonight as well, which is always a big hit. And of course, can't forget about their beer, wine, and also cocktails that are available at the Modern Snack Bar. The roast turkey, the fresh flounder, their sauerbraten, their lobster salad, all at the Modern Snack Bar. Hey, don't forget about dessert. We talk about it often. Those pies, apple crumb, cherry crumb, coconut custard, banana cream, chocolate cream, strawberry rhubarb, and lemon meringue, all available at the Modern Snack Bar. So even if you're going to a picnic this weekend for Labor Day, why don't you be the big hit of the picnic and show up and with one of those great pies from the Modern Snack Bar. Call ahead if you want to place an order, and certainly give them a call. Pick it up, take it home, and enjoy. 631-722-3655. 631-722-3655. As I'm talking about it over here at the Hampton Classic Horse Show, I think I got some mouths watering wanting to head on over to the Modern Snack Bar. John and Otto and their friendly staff look forward to serving you, of course, at the Modern Snack Bar. Don't forget, Not because it's just a holiday on Monday. They're normally closed on Monday. So, of course, they're going to be closed on Labor Day. So head on out there this weekend. Enjoy a great meal at the Modern Snack Bar, the Jingle City.
Great home cooking on the North Fork.
Modern Snack Bar. Oh, go to Dana Callio. We're here at the Hampton Classic Horse Show. Dana, we are having a great time here with the nice cooler temperatures compared to the last couple of days out here in Bridgehampton.
It's just amazing and just absolutely gorgeous day today. The weather's just perfect. And it has really shown not only in just how wonderful it really is and comfortable, but in the fact that so many people are visiting over here at the Hampton Classic. Still a couple of days to go. Big day tomorrow with Kids Day, as you mentioned before. And, of course, a lot of championships. They call it I sort of call it a local championship day. The Hunter 18 to 35 championship is tomorrow. New York Amateur Owner is tomorrow. And the Annie Aspinall Ring, the Hunter Amateur Owner Championships are tomorrow. Adult Amateur Jumper Championships are tomorrow. The Children's Jumper Championship is tomorrow, which is of great local interest. Junior Jumper Championships are tomorrow. Amateur Owner Jumper Championships are tomorrow. In the Grand Prix Ring, it's the $70,000 Longines Cup tomorrow here in the Grand Prix Ring. Again, you can come on over by yourself and spend the day for just $10, or a carload of you can come over for Kids Day, or for all of the competitions over here at the Hampton Classic for just $20 a carload. So come on over and see what it's all about. A world-class equestrian event right in our own backyard, and if you've never been here, it is an absolutely must-see bucket list sort of thing. I'm still over by the VIP chalets. There's a couple of parties going over here, and my little pass got me at least through the gate, but not to where the appetizers are, unfortunately.
Oh, too bad.
But nevertheless. But it would be a good picture-taking opportunity if you know what I mean.
Okay, well, that's good. That's nice. It's nice to... Well, all sit back. Let's picture in our mind right now.
I was told to say, by the way, there's an ATM on premise from B&B.
Right.
One success story. I mean, many success stories, one bank.
Right. Yep, there's
so I
two.
had to make sure that I mentioned B&B, B&Bs.
Yeah, well, good, excellent. If you
know who's got me through the gate, right?
That's perfect. That sounds good. We have to tell you, of course, with Kids Day tomorrow, of course, kids are free, as Data was saying. $10 per person, $20 per carload. That includes coming up to Grand Prix Sunday as well. There's also a fee to get one of those great seats, and Dana's going to pick it. Oh, wait, that didn't sound right. Tomorrow, Dana's going to be up in the grandstand, and he's going to tell us the vantage point of, I was going to say you're going to pick your seat tomorrow. But you will. You will, in the VIP, up there in the grandstands. You'll do that. Let's take a break.
There are seats available for Sunday morning, by the way.
Okay, we'll see. Now we know. We're going to take a break. We'll take a look at the closing market numbers coming up in a bit.
Report.
Well, it looks like stocks are logging strong monthly gains in August here, despite the trade worries. Negotiators for the U.S. and Canada are set to resume talks next week after failing to reach new agreements on today's deadline for a new trade deal. The Dow Jones Industrial Average finished 2% higher for the month, while the S&P 500 gained 3%. The Nasdaq jumped 5.7% in August. In today's trading, losses in Boeing and Goldman Sachs helped send the Dow down 22 points to close at 25,965. The Nasdaq gained 21 points to 8109. The S&P 500 was up a fraction of a point to end the week at 2901. Markets will be closed on Monday for the Labor Day holiday. And that's a look at the closing market numbers.
Stock report.
Well, just about 2 minutes before the top of the hour, we've got world and national news here. Dan Dupre with local news and local interest coming up at 5:02 as well as 5:30. We're part of the wind down part of the day here at the Hampton Classic. The boutique is actually open for an extra hour today, Dana. I think Marty was telling us yesterday.
It is, as a matter of fact. Yeah, I thought Debbie would mention that. But.
Oh, that was till 6 o'clock tonight. So
that's
if you're
correct.
In the area, so
there's actually a party going on over there as well. So
see, maybe or maybe not be a part of that party. Our own. Oh no, she's going somewhere else. I thought it was maybe a party for our own Tuma. Hey, thanking our sponsors once again as we get close to the top of the hour here. Thanking them. That is really good.
What? Out of 30 people she wants to mention,
yeah.
yes.
And like I said, it's better than my performance here at the Hampton Classic for so many years as well.
It's not too late.
Sister was rooting her on as well?
Yes.
It's her sister Peyton.
Yes.
Excellent. Corey Robbins, it's great to know you, and it seems like all the record execs are living up in North Haven. I don't know what happened that you all went up to North Haven.
Yeah, I don't know. I think you know more about that than me. I didn't even know that.
I'll talk to you off the air. I don't want to name drop on the radio over there, but so many people in Sag Harbor calling home. If I can interview on the radio and say hello and get our listeners familiar with you? Give us a little bit of your resume, Corey, if you could go. People don't like talking about themselves, but going back to the record industry, since I've met you, every time I try to think of the record business, I'm always thinking of the TV show Vinyl, which was on, and being a record exec back in those days.
I started right around when that show took place. I started in the mid-'70s, and I thought that show was great and incredibly accurate in a lot of ways. It was, not all the murder part, but
no, definitely not.
The music business part, the office there looked like offices that I saw at that time. I thought they had a lot of it really right, and it was too bad it got canceled after one.
It was very funny that you thought of Andrew Dice Clay was the radio station owner. Bo Dietl was the independent record label promoter.
He was a promoter, yes.
Yeah.
There were definitely guys like that back then.
And you know what? I didn't come into the scene of things. I was here at LNG in the early 90s. I got to get my real world of Clear Channel, AM, FM, Chancellor Media, into the late 90s, and it was interesting to see those roles. But bring us back to those early days. There's some names that were on your record label and you represented over time.
Yeah, the biggest was Run DMC. Yeah. We had all their records. I signed them in 1983, and we had them through the 90s.
We have that in our library, too.
Yeah, and you probably have a couple of others. I don't think I've been to any other oldie stations ever, but now a lot of my records are oldies. So I want to be a cowboy by Boys Don't Cry is from the 80s. And
tell me about a record, something about oldies. Was it your 45 that I saw? Wait, oh no! Somebody with your name saying oldies aren't oldies anymore?
Oh my God, that's a really obscure thing. How do you even know that? That's wow. Yeah,
I want it. I'm looking for it. I want it in our library. What type of record was it?
No, don't ever play that. Really, don't ever play that.
And the tone deafs.
My kids don't even know about that.
See? Sorry about it.
Wow.
All right, well, we're going to have to recut the record in order just to present it to the kids and everything else.
Wow.
Yeah, Corey Robbins
done your homework,
and the tone deafs. Amazing to think.
Holy cow.
How did it start? How did that happen?
No, that was nothing. Let's talk about real records.
You know what? You have added something and you've donated something that's great. We call it the Whitburn Book. We were talking about it in the studio. It is our Bible of our musical library. It's our Bible of what we play on the radio station. Really, there's a book that goes from 1955. The book that we did have in the studio was from 1996. We played Currents up until at least 2001.
Wow.
And then we ended up being strictly, as the music changed, we ended up getting away just to be pure oldies. And you know what? You said you update your Whitburn books. The Billboard charts are all in there and everything else. He said you're going to donate them to the station. I thank you so much.
Happy to get these out of the house.
Big Cinderella bag of them.
Taking up space, and I got the latest ones, which I'll bring you in about 5 years.
Well, you're going to be a friend with us here at the station for a long, long time. There's many more. There's so much more we can get into in stories as well, and I'm glad that...
I'll come back, but play a record already.
Oh, yeah, exactly. See, that's
not that one.
No, not that one. What's funny is Joey Levine, who was in the record business, he called me Friday right after my show. He found us on TuneIn. He goes back to the group Reunion.
Yep, and a lot of other stuff, too.
1910
he sang a lot of hits,
and he was also with Ohio Express.
Yep.
Then he switched gears to do jingles, and so many jingles that is in his resume of writing that. And he found us on TuneIn. He knew the station. He remembered Paul Sidney, knew that Paul had passed away, and he finally found us on loading up that TuneIn app into his phone, and he found us on that.
He's got a great voice. I mean, really one of the classic pop voices.
And another great history of it. And
a lot of hits. He sang on a lot of hits under different names, never under his own name.
No. See, that's why you should have changed your name for that 45. Corey, thank you for stopping by. And
it's a pleasure, Brian.
Let's say
we'll come by again.
Congratulations, doing a great job here at the Hampton Classic. Don't give up. Keep riding, please. And keep on rooting her on. What is your sport?
My sport, I have a lot of sports. Gymnastics.
Oh, you ride too?
Yeah, I do, but not compete. Softball, horseback riding.
Oh, really? 5 sports?
Swimming, kind of.
Oh, see. Well, I have to try to get fit myself, and I will do so. Corey, thank you for stopping by.
Brian, it's a pleasure.
Great.
Great to see you.
It was great to go into the time tunnel with you real quick into the history of things. It's 5:16 on WLNG. We'll take a break, get back to Broadcast House. We've got another edition of Local News or Local Interest coming up at 5:30. It's 5:22 on WLNG Radio here at the Hampton Classic Horse Show. Just about to wrap up our Friday coverage here on WLNG Radio. Debbie Tuma, myself, and Dana Caldeo here just for a few more minutes till the top of the hour at 6 o'clock. A great weekend to come on out to the Hamptons, a great week to come on out, and a great weekend to enjoy the Hampton Classic Horse Show, celebrating their 43rd year, the Hampton Classic, raising money for, of course, Stony Brook Southampton Hospital and other organizations across Eastern Long Island. And we're going to be back here tomorrow from 11 to 3, so be sure to tune into WLNG Radio. We'll have some great interviews as well. And don't forget, it's News 12 Kids Day tomorrow, and that's something to enjoy with the family. Kids are admitted free. Again, still there's the admission fee of $10 per person or $20 per carload. So find a friend, bring a friend, and it only will cost $20. The more that you have in the car, it ends up being very affordable. Again, it's a fundraising event, although there's a lot of prize money that's at hand here for Grand Prix Sunday. $300,000 for that big win. We'll find out more about that a little bit. Marty Bauman will check in with us, too, over here at the Hampton Classic Horse Show. Thank you to the sponsors on our broadcast making this possible this week. Keeping our vehicles moving. Of course, Gallagher Automotive, thank you so much for being a part of our broadcast here at WLNG. Dana, we look forward to around the corner next weekend is Harbor Fest in Sag Harbor. Also, the Watermill Classic Car Show is going to be taking place. So we're going to be like two different places. So we're hoping that next Saturday the weather will be good.
Is that the same time? Yeah, it goes on at the same time, right?
Yeah. So I'm going to be at the Watermill Car Show. You're going to be downtown Sag Harbor for the Harbor Fest. We're hoping that the weather turns out to be all right there for that Saturday. It's too long range to take a look at it yet. But that's planning ahead for our beginning of September. The last day of August, here we are, Dana.
I know. Isn't it amazing?
Where did August go? We were just at August.
I know. Don't start that because that's... but we're here at the Hampton Classic and, of course, completing day 3 of our coverage, our live coverage on WLNG. They, of course, still have Saturday and Sunday to go. And, of course, the big day on Sunday is the $300,000 Hampton Classic Grand Prix going on over here. And, of course, the Longines Rider Challenge and so much more. But tomorrow, of course, it will be in the Grand Prix ring, $10,000 Equitation Championship round, the $15,000 Carolex Junior Amateur Owner Jumper. More of a local championship, a championship day tomorrow. But a lot of local championships in amateur owners and junior jumpers and hunters and all that kind of thing. And it's just amazing to see the action and the excitement and all the things going on. Just the beautiful horses and the folks that ride them and prepare them. Seriously, $10 a person to get in. However, it's only $20 a carload. So please, come on down if you've never been to the Hampton Classic. It's a perfect day tomorrow with Kids Day. Kids under 12 are free. There'll be so much for them to do. Debbie was talking about it just a little while ago. And, of course, like I said, as it winds down about this time every day. And you know how we know that it's winding down for the day?
How's that?
Norsec shows up. A lot of people that know who what kind of company Norsec is, and a good advertiser on WLNG for so many years. They're here. They're making sure the day is ready for tomorrow. We'll just leave it at that.
They're doing their duty.
There you go.
Ray and Sharon. I wonder if that's a question. A lot of people come up to us and say if we know Ray and Sharon. I wonder if they actually walk up and talk to the Norsec people and say, hey, do you know Ray and Sharon? Do you know? We're going to get an autograph. Dana, we're going to take a break. We've got local stuff, news coming up next here at the bottom of the hour. Here at the Hampton Classic Horse Show, we're here until 6 o'clock.
92.1 WLNG.
Hi.
Lots more years since 1963 on WLNG.
For Saturday, big day for local championships and getting ready for a big Grand Prix Sunday. And of course, tomorrow is, we remind you, Kids Day. Load the kids in the car. It's $20 to get in with for a car load. The kids get in free. All kinds of wonderful things going on tomorrow for Kids Day. All kinds of special events for them and shows, and they get a free pony ride and lots of wonderful things. So come on and enjoy the Hampton Classic and the grounds and all the folks and the horses and everything else that's wonderful about it. The food, the shopping, and of course Kids Day tomorrow as well. And that starts off early in the morning, goes all the way to till 2 in the afternoon. And then of course on Sunday, It's all about the $300,000 Hampton Classic Grand Prix, which you can still get tickets for over here at the information booth, which is right at the main entrance to the grounds of the Hampton Classic. So we'll be checking in tomorrow, you and I.
Yes, we will be.
From
we'll be
11 till
11 to 3
tomorrow. And we'll tell you about all the excitement and all the fun going on. And of course, again, make sure you're a part of the special event over here. The Hampton Classic right here down the road in Bridgehampton.
As we say, if it's going on, it's going on. 92.1 WLNG. Of course, Snake Hollow Road, Bridgehampton. A Montauk Highway. Head north on Snake Hollow Road. That's the road just past the Bridgehampton Commons. That is the next turn to the left. You come up to here, across railroad tracks. Can't miss it. Coming from the north side of things, Scuttle Hole Road to the Circle, and then come on down Snake Hollow Road, and you can't miss it. It's all happening here. I turned to the left, I hopped to the right. Yeah, it was kind of like that. Did my directions work? That worked out. 5:43 on WLNG. Once again, thanking our sponsors, making it possible. I think we're going to be great with this weather forecast across eastern Long Island. Well, tonight, mostly cloudy. Looks like a low in the mid-60s. They said today was going to be a cloudy day, and it turned out to be absolutely gorgeous. Winds out of the east at about 10 to 15 miles an hour, but that mid-60s temperature, nice sleeping temperatures tonight. Tomorrow, it's going to be partly cloudy in the morning, then turning partly sunny, probably very much like what we saw today. Temperatures mid-70s. Saturday night, it's going to be mostly cloudy, low in the lower 60s. Well, Sunday, it's going to be sunny, slight chance of showers and thunderstorms. They said that about today, too. Only a 20% chance, going to be high in the upper 70s. As we get into Sunday night, mostly cloudy, a slight chance of showers in the afternoon, humid, lows in the upper 60s, chance of rain at 20%. Labor Day Monday, it's going to be partly sunny with highs in the lower 80s. Well, it's a beautiful temperature day. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Made our coverage a lot easier here today. Current temperature back at Broadcast House in Sag Harbor at Water's Edge is 73 WLNG degrees.
Hi.
5:48 here on WLNG Radio, along with Dana Callier here as we do our wrap-up. Let's check in back at the studio and get Chuck Mackett back at the studio. He's tonight's going to be Brian McGowan, and for Chuck has been handling the board activities here today. And Chuck, I have to apologize. I was running a lot of things from here today, but it was just a lot that was going on with a busy commercial log and what we had to get through here. So hopefully it wasn't that boring of a day. I apologize for that.
Well, that's okay. We've got this air chair here in the studio, so I could listen in comfort. So
was Lisa
great.
doing like the catering? Did she bring in like food for you and chips and dip and everything?
No, just a sparkling personality.
See, that makes it great. Yeah, so Brian McGowan in tonight, in for you, and you'll be back on Sunday as we get through Labor Day weekend. So, yeah, Brian from 6 until 10 o'clock. Chuck, I want to thank you so much for letting me handle things from this end. Just give me the plug in that one that's due there next in the stack.
Okay, yeah, I'll get that.
And we'll play that just a little bit, let you get to that. Let's see here. Got to thank our sponsors once again. Without for them, we wouldn't be able to do this coverage here on WLNG Radio. Of course, thanking the White Room Contemporary Art Gallery. It was great seeing the artists stopping on by here. As we know, it's now extended. Their show is now extended into September, as it was just very popular and a great event as well. And, well, we look forward to maybe talking to them again tomorrow. I think Debbie was saying something like one of the artists was going to call in with us as well. But, yeah, we want to thank Donna B., who stopped on by here and, of course, letting us know that show is extended over at the White Room Contemporary Art Gallery. That is for the Out of the Box Art Show. It's going on until the 16th now. So if you missed it this week or missed it during the busy holiday weekend, right here in Bridgehampton, the White Room Contemporary Art Gallery on our broadcast here today. Hey, thanking the executive chef. He was on with us yesterday on the radio here, James Carpenter, thanking him, executive chef at Claude's Restaurant over at the Southampton Inn on our broadcast here at a great spot. As we understand, there's no room at the inn as they are all stacked up here for Labor Day weekend, also with the Hampton Classic going on. Hey, I want to thank Dee over at DJ Hart right on Main Street in Sag Harbor. She's congratulating and also putting a nice little pace to things with the crew over here at the Hampton Classic Horse Show. All those that are competing, she wishes them the best. Stop on in, say hello to Dee and the crew over at DJ Hart, Main Street in Sag Harbor, a great clothing store. Find out more, hop on by. Also, the folks over at East End Veterinary Center, they are up in Riverhead, thanking them for being a part of our broadcast here. We're hoping that someone from is going to be stopping on by here to do an interview as well. Veterinary clinic, of course, in Riverhead, servicing all of Eastern Long Island. You have an injured pet, as we heard Debbie say before. She had an injured pet, so that's how she has become accustomed with them. Thanking the folks at Lamplighter Wines and Liquors, great advertiser on our broadcast here with the Hampton Classic Horse Show for so many years. Ed Gallagher over at Gallagher Automotive, right in Watermill. Thank you for being on our broadcast here today. It was great talking to Stan Glinka today from B&B Bank. It was great to talk to him today, get an update on things. He kind of let a little something out of the bag, Dana, did he? No, not at all. Okay. B&B Bank also. Thanking the folks at Suffolk, maybe. Thanking the Krychek family, Suffolk Designer Lighting, so many years on our broadcast here, as well as Eastport Feed. And every time I say Eastport Feed, I haven't had the chance to play this.
What did you say horses eat?
Yeah, what did you say horses eat? They eat Eastport Feed, supplying feed over here to the Hampton Classic Horse Show. Also, the Awning Company Incorporated of Sag Harbor, all in our broadcast here. So, as we wrap up our day today, we'll get in our last bit of commercials back at Broadcast House, and we'll wrap things up here on the grounds of the Hampton Classic Horse Show.
Is the sun gonna shine or will it rain? What's the weather gonna be this wonderful weekend with your radio?
Well, remember, tonight, mostly cloudy. It looks like low in the mid-60s. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy in the morning, but doesn't look like any precipitation. Looks like that 20% precipitation for Sunday. Colder temperatures across Houston, Long Island, but today was just the Grand Prix Sundays of Friday's cooler temperatures. Now I'm confused. What was it? I don't know what I just said.
92.1 FM.
I'd say I get crazy from the heat.
WLNG lottery info.
One last look here at the market. One last look here at the lottery numbers. That's what we wanted to say. 683-683, lucky sum 17 for the win, the numbers game here today. 2815, lucky sum 16 for the win 4. And good luck to you from all of us.
LNG lottery info.
Tomorrow, 11 o'clock, back on the air here from the Rolling Roadcaster at the Hampton Classic Horse Show. Thanking you, Dana Callio. More horses. Yeah, Debbie Tuma, thank you for being with us. Chuck back at Broadcast House, thank you. This is WLNG Sag Harbor, Long Island, New York. Brian McGowan up next. Brian with an I to Brian with a Y. Time at the tone, 6 o'clock.